am happy to have you guys all here today. And happy February. And I appreciate you guys spending your time coming in here. So something happened this morning that, so it's going to kind of tweak me just a little bit. So forgive me if my tempo is a little bit off today, but my mentor, coach, and teacher, Mr. Bob Proctor, passed away. And so I just want to take a moment and just dedicate this class to him, to the greatest teacher that I've ever known. His knowledge, his life's work is going to live on through workshops like this and classes like this one forever and beyond. He's just done such amazing work and taught us so many amazing things. So I do dedicate this class to Mr. Proctor, and so we will move on. I can't dwell on that too much longer. So a bit of housekeeping for the duration of this class. Please just maybe keep yourself muted until I'm done going through the material. And if you have any questions that come up along the way, maybe put them in the chat or else write them down beside you. And I will answer them for you at the end. We'll have a little bit of time for some Q&A after that. All right. So just keep that in mind. So I primarily work with coaches and business owners. And one thing that I have found a little bit surprising really is the knowledge of what a goal really is and how to set a proper goal and work with it in the proper way. So I am really hoping that any coaches that are listening to this master class will be able to take some knowledge from that and pass it forward onto their students, because goal setting is really the #1 most important thing. So for everybody on here, then I'm going to help you with what I call your wealth goal. We have these things called the wealth plateau that stop us from moving forward and stop us from the life that we really want to live, and those goals we're going after. And there's primary things that people are generally doing wrong as a whole that are holding us back. So we have these and we understand the law of attraction, or at least we feel like we have a good understanding of it, but it holds us back from that goal. We're still not getting there, right? So I'm going to break it down into 4 little categories and then kind of explain each a little bit more for you. So I hope you guys have a pen and paper. Take lots of notes. As you know, this is on record, so I will set up a recording for you guys as well. So let's go on. So, for those of you that don't know me, I feel like all of you might know who I am, but for those of you that don't, hello, my name is Connie Ann. I am a top trainer and consultant with the Proctor Gallagher Institute. I was coached and trained by Mr. Bob Proctor himself and his crew over many years. So I'm pretty good at teaching all of the things that Bob knows because he taught me, thank God for Bob. If there's anything that you have ever heard in the past or even in the future that you read or heard and you don't quite understand it, I know I can help you understand that. So please don't be shy to ask me. And if not today, then DM me, email me in the future, and I'll be really happy to help you. What I teach my clients is material developed by Mr. Bob Proctor himself and his business partner, Sandy Gallagher. And it's really the foundation for the entire self-help industry, world, and all of this coaching business that's out there. Bob Proctor helped bring it up to what it is right now, digging back into material, starting with Mr. Napoleon Hill. So a little share from me. I won't go too deep into it because I have lots of material to cover. Just so you guys know that I have not always been where I am today. I've been homeless, jobless, living in my car. I used to have to will myself to take my next breath. I was so down and out. So I pray that you cannot resonate with this, that you never will. It's not a fun place, but I just want to tell you that so that you understand that wherever you are, I get it. I get it where you are. And I want to stop the world from going there because that is just such not a fun place. But through implementing and the teachings from Bob Proctor, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, I was able to get myself from there to a high 5-figure income in less than a year. And not saying that to impress you at all, but to impress upon you that I know how to help you because I've done it myself, and I know how to implement these things and help you to get there. And the key here really is in the implementation, that you have to do the work. Just knowing is not enough, but through implementation and understanding that it's you and your journey, you will get there. All right. So if you take what I'm sharing with you today and you really apply it, and any trainings really you ever take from anybody, you must move into action. You have to do the things you have to do. So I promise you, you will get there. All right. Many of you have said in the past, because I know I've said it before, I am so tired of living this way. I just don't want to be without. I want to go to a restaurant and not look at the price on the menu and have whatever I want. And so I want you to have that freedom. I want you to have that time. I want you to have that money. And I really feel like I can probably tap into your guys' minds. You've decided that it's time to squish out these thoughts, right? I don't want to think about lack anymore, just squishing that lack out completely. And that's why we're here. That's why we're having this conversation. And maybe as the weeks have rolled by into this new year, we're a month into the new year, maybe some discouragement and some dissatisfaction is coming up with that New Year's resolution you had, and you're wondering, how am I ever going to break out of this? How am I ever going to get to that goal? Why does this keep eluding me? So I know you're ready. I know you're ready for that goal to materialize in your life. So the great news is that it is ready for you as well. Whatever you seek is seeking you also. And when I first heard that, it was like an emotional moment for me. I'm like, really? Oh my God, I get to have that? Because like, you know, where have you been all my life, baby? You know what I mean? So the other thing that I do want to really ask you and make sure that you're attached to is the law of attraction. If you don't believe in it, then I want to share with you that it's working with or against you. Actually, it's working with you, whether you believe in it or not. If you focus on bad, it brings you bad. If you're focusing on good, it's going to bring you good. Just like gravity. And if you've heard my stuff before, I always say, if you don't believe in gravity and you step off a tall building, you're still not going to get very good results. And the law of attraction is exactly the same way. All right. So let's turn this all around. You guys ready? Yes, indeed. I see your hands. I want you to know that you are capable of bringing all of the stuff into reality. All right. It was placed in your heart of hearts because this goal is for you. It is what you want. So be sure that you understand that. The goal is not the wrong one for you. It is not too big. It is most likely that you're caught up in a lot of multitudes of reasons why goals fail. And we have to understand them. And once we do understand them and apply them into our lives, then goal setting will be easy and the achievement will happen. So 4 main goals, 4 main reasons standing between you and the life you want to live. So as you listen to this, whatever resonates with you, whatever jumps at you, write it down. Make a note of that thing that is jumping out at you. All right. And it's going to really help you understand where you're at with this. All right. So number 1, first, we're going to talk about why and how you're making your goal commitment in the first place. So let's look at those components. So are you even asking yourself,
I was like, oh.
Are you even, have you been asking yourself, why am I even making a goal? Like, what's the point? Especially if it's something you've been going after for a long time. It's like, why am I even doing this? What's that about? So we are either growing or we're going backwards. There is no sitting still. Nature, Mother Nature, God, it's all out there. It's all wanting us to expand and grow. There is not a single tree outside my window here that is not either going to leaf out and get taller this year, or it's going to begin to decay and go backwards. All of human nature is like that. We want to expand. We want to grow. So that is why we all have this desire. If somebody says, I'm good, I'm content, maybe they are on a larger scale, but there's still something they want to do. They want to learn to knit. Maybe they want to learn how to bake a pie. It might be something simple like that, but we always want to learn and grow. The thing is that some of us want way more than that. And that's what we're going after. We want this freedom. All right. So when we get dissatisfied with our current condition, that dissatisfaction is an amazing way to grow and learn what we really want. By what we see, what we don't like, we can find out what we like. And that's why we have a goal. And the goal is actually also for our expansion, is not for what we get. It is the growth along the way. Because if you had just like the money you want drop in your lap, you would still not feel satisfied. It's kind of the thrill of the chase, about the journey, not the destination. However, the destination is beautiful too, don't get me wrong. So we do want to get there as well. But please understand that why a goal, why we have this thing in our heart that we want to go after, it's the expansion and the growth. That's really what it's about. So another thing that holds people back is that their goal isn't in alignment with their personal values. So you might be in a place of struggle and you are never going to get there. You're struggling because it doesn't line up. Say you needed $30,000 to come out of the hole, to pay your debts, blah, blah, blah. And you walked by a bank, the bank door was wide open, the bank vault was wide open. You could have walked in there and taken the money out and walked away. You won't do it because it doesn't align with your values. You'll be looking over your shoulder the whole time. You will feel like it just doesn't align with you. Even if you're going after, say, a business job, a job you're going after, and the management position means you travel all over the world or all over the country, but you want to be home every night with your family. Well, that goes against your values. So we have to make sure that it's in alignment. Okay, you guys see what I'm saying? So if your goal doesn't follow your values and match your values, you're not going to get it. You're not going to go after it. It will fizzle. That passion has to be there. All right. This next one is a doozy. It's alarming how many people I talk to's goal they're going after is not theirs. You've accepted an idea that what somebody else says you should be doing is what you're doing. And we want to just please people so badly that we're willing to allow their dreams for us to infringe on our own dreams for ourselves. All right. So we are designed to have our own goals and our own purpose. Don't compromise. Never compromise. Even if it's something for your kids or your spouse, that's lovely. Yeah, do that too. But this primary goal has to be for you. Okay. And something else in alignment with that is passion. You must be passionate. If you don't have passion about the thing you're going after, then dump it immediately, because you're going to be wasting your precious time on this planet. Passion, when it meets your potential, is how we manifest that dream. And only you can say if you possess this burning desire for your goal. All right. So have a good conversation with yourself. Are you passionate about this? And is it yours? Very, very important questions to ask yourself. All right. So now let's flip over to prioritizing goals themselves. Is your goal worthwhile enough to take a risk? What do I mean by risk? What are you willing to risk to give up your goal and make it a reality? Your negative friends, habits and beliefs, a job you've been at for a while and you have seniority and you don't want to give up that seniority. What are you willing to risk? I'm not talking about risking your right arm or anything like that, but we do have to give up certain things. All right. So ask yourself that. And then we have to open up our imaginations. We have to let our imaginations fly. Just let it fly, be free. And this list of your imagined future life is for you only, okay? You don't have to show it to anybody. So get ridiculous, be silly. If you want to be a scuba diver, if you want to be a fighter pilot, if you want to fight forest fires on the ground, there's a name for that job, I know, but whatever it is. If you want to fly a purple Pegasus over a rainbow, put that down. Like, just let your imagination truly go. All right. And so when you have this list, I don't want you to censor yourself at all. Don't ask yourself, who's going to help me? Where the money's going to come from? Don't think about why you can't and all the reasons it won't work. I don't want you to think about that. These thoughts are what have kept you down up until now. So make it all of the things that just what you want, not even what you need. Don't make them logical. Okay. And you must be able to see it on the screen of your mind. Really important is what Sandy Gallagher calls visioneering. Close your eyes and see yourself there. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Bob Proctor has said that 10 million times, and it is 100% true. If you don't know what a pizza looks like, you can't have pizza for supper tonight. If you don't know what you feel like and what it smells like to be sitting in your Maserati or in your dream kitchen, then you can't manifest it. So we have to get a very clear picture once we get that imagination going. So we have to go there next in our imagination. Okay. So we have to pick one thing. I'm going to get to that in a second. So don't ask just yet. Pick one thing and go after it with absolute clarity. It should excite you and scare you at the same time. If it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. All right. And again, I can't caution you enough. Please be careful who you share your dreams with. If one of your fears is, what will other people think about me? You're worried about what other people are going to say, then maybe you don't tell the others what your dream is. If you don't tell them, then they can't bug you about it. And then you don't have to worry about it. So keep your cards close to your heart. Talk to somebody who's on their way where you are, or they're at the level that you want to be at. Never talk beneath you about your goals. Always talk above you, and never take advice from anybody who's not where you're headed. All right. The people that are stuck, that are not getting anywhere, are always full of opinions. I find they always have so much work to tell me to do, things that I must do with my life. But the truth is that they can't help you. They got to help themselves. Okay. So we must be able to now, with our goals, put first things first. We can't put the cart before the horse. We have to figure out what is the priority. How do we put things in order? So I want you to take that list of 20 or 30 big, beautiful dreams you have and just draw a line, draw it into quarters. Make four lists. Doesn't matter why, doesn't matter how, doesn't matter what's on each chunk. And I want you to list 1 till 10 or 1 to however many in that list in order of priority. So of that one clump, what is the number one thing in there you must do, down to however many? Then take the number one from each of the 4 lists and put them in a list. Now you have your 4 top number 1 priorities, and then pick the top one out of those 4. That is a really simple, easy way to get to that goal. There's a bigger, broader way that takes a little bit longer than the 2 seconds I have to explain it to you here today, but do this exercise will get you very close. All right. So I want you to just go after that one goal. Don't go after a lot, just go after one. Confusing the energy will confuse your income. Okay. So just go after that one thing. We have to have the discipline to focus on one thing at a time. So for clarification on that, a question that comes up when I have this conversation is, but I want a house and I want the business. If they align, you're in good company. Usually the business goal is the one that will give you your personal goals, because without the income from your business, then you won't have the house and the car and the vacations. So they are in alignment. They are stepping stones to each other. So that is still one goal. The one goal is your business goal, and then the rest will fall into place. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So remember patience as well. Be disciplined and create patience, and that will bring calmness and clarity into your mind. Okay. If you focus on just a few dollars, if your goal is wishy-washy, I just want a couple more dollars, or I just want financial freedom, you will get wishy-washy. Be prepared to get $3 more in your bank account if you just want a few more dollars. So be specific, paint a clear picture of that goal in your mind. You must have a clear picture and hold that in your mind every day. All right. If you do this, it must be expressed in your results. It must, by mathematical certainty and again, the law of attraction. Get very clear. Fuzzy picture, fuzzy results. Negative picture, negative results. That's how the law of attraction supports you. If you think of the things you don't want and the things you don't like, you will get more of those. So that's why we want to talk about what we want and get clear on that. All right. How are you guys' hands doing? You got a hand cramp yet? I'm sure you guys are going crazy out there. I can't see all of you, but I hope you're taking lots of notes. Your chances of success will absolutely go through the roof when you write out your goal every day with clarity, daily. Close your eyes, see it is done, do it every single day. Write and think in the present tense. Very important, like you already have it. My mama always said, tomorrow never comes, and it does not. So if you are expecting your goal to show up next week, next month, I will. By the end of this year, I will. It will always be 30 days, 12 months, whatever, into the future. So always talk about it as if it's already here. This moment in time is the only moment that it will show up. When your goal arrives, it will arrive now. So we have to talk about it in terms of being here now. I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right, shaking out your negative paradigms, the ones that are keeping you smacked down, keeping you to the ground. So what's a paradigm? Paradigm is a collection of habits and beliefs that are stored in your subconscious mind. Your habits and beliefs in your subconscious mind direct your behavior. Almost all of our behavior is habitual, almost all of it. So many people, I would say pretty much all people, are very engaged in defending and fighting for their limited beliefs and habits. They live in happy contentment with the walls built around them and will fight for the things that they believe in, even though on the outside, to us, looking in, it's ridiculous. I've heard people argue for a point that everybody else in the room is looking at each other and going, really? That's that person's belief. It is amazing what people will defend. All right. It's really, it's quite silly. So watch yourself and your beliefs and habits when you're with family members and stuff, and you see this happening, it'll be very obvious. It will be very obvious. So just keep moving towards that goal. And the exciting news is that you will get there. All right. So what beliefs are you willing to let go of? What beliefs are holding you back? We can change them into new ones. Even if they are deeply rooted in your subconscious mind, your old habits can give way and bring you better habits to support your goal. I'm talking about a ton of them here today. So implementing and thinking on these things I'm giving you guys to think about. Just know if you do these few simple things and these few simple adjustments, that your results will be astounding. The universe is actually waiting out there. Like I said before, what you're seeking is seeking you. When I start working with my clients, within like a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of weeks, because they've just flipped that switch, all of a sudden things are just boom and landing on their lap, and they're like, Connie, this just happened. Oh my goodness, this just happened. I've had clients manifest a free house. I have a client who wanted a food truck, didn't know how they were going to buy one. 2 days later, their neighbor came by while they were mowing the lawn and said, hey, I heard you're a chef. I have a food truck resting in the back. Do you want it? Like, it's astounding. And we can call it a coincidence, but that guy's neighbor has been his neighbor for a very long time. But as soon as he started thinking that, yeah, I probably could have a food truck, all of a sudden it showed up. And it's really quite remarkable. And I don't even know how to explain it. So don't ask me, but it just happens. It's magical. I know there are 3 people on this call today who know exactly what I'm talking about. And it is incredible how when we get out of our way and we start believing, we're seeing things. It's almost like we're seeing the world for the first time. We're taking those dark glasses off and just allowing things to happen, and things just happen as soon as we start believing. All right. So take everything I'm telling you here today, not as a grain of salt, but as your wake-up call, as your wake up. Bob Proctor spent his entire life digging out, reading, and understanding the things I'm talking to you about today. I did not fall out of bed and bump my head last night and come up with these ideas. I promise you I didn't. And by how I've changed my life and how it's changed so many other people's lives, there are no coincidences. So prove me wrong. If nothing else, prove me wrong. All right. Attitude, bad attitude. Many people find this hard to believe, but did you know that you're responsible for your life? And your attitude is something you can control. It is totally up to you to choose your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And when you learn to control them, you will be amazed at how fast you will rise to the top, how fast you will be aware of your potential and what you're capable of. But remember, nobody is responsible for your actions, your feelings, your thoughts, but you. Very important. Probably the most important thing I'm going to say to you guys today. Please grasp onto that one. Implementation and execution of your goal. Often, failure to implement is the one thing that holds us back. We either have an amazing goal and no plan, or for some reason, people have a plan, but they have no goal. It's like they have a map. They have a GPS and they're sitting in their car in their driveway, but they don't know where they're going. So they're not getting anywhere. So there's 2 sides to that. We have to bring those together. Seems kind of silly when you hear it, doesn't it? People with a plan without a goal. It's like, how did you do that? What, right? To get there, you have to know where there is. All right. If you don't know where there is, you're not going to go nowhere. So we need to have a goal, then we have to have a plan, and we have to work that plan. I know I told you to not worry about the how, just the what, but we do have to start moving. Every one of you here has a business. Every one of you has a company. So you already have the how. You just got to get moving into the proper action, and it's by proper execution of the goal itself. That is the foundation of the house you are building, the foundation of the business you are building. Without that goal, you're stuck. All right. So we have to get moving. Bob Proctor said, actually, it was a training I was just watching last week, something I'd never seen from him before. I can't believe there's stuff out there I haven't seen. But he said, can you imagine if Henry Ford waited until all of the streets and roads were paved with dots in the middle of them before he made the first car? It makes no sense. So we got to know what we're doing. The rest will fall into place. Henry Ford didn't say, I can't build a car, there's no roads. He just built a car and the roads showed up. So build your car. Your roads will show up. Everything will fall into place. If you don't know the people, they will come. A lot of you a month ago didn't know me. How many more people out there do you not know yet that are going to help you get there? It will come into place. Just like my client I was telling you about with the food truck. You don't know. So we just have to start moving it and believe we're going to get there no matter what. And we will get there. All right. Some people feel like it's going to take too long to get their goal. You're here anyway. You might as well be working on it. My sister was asking me one time, oh, many years ago, she's like, how are you always in a good mood? And I was telling her about this Eckhart Tolle book I was reading that was kind of like about just being in the moment and things just are and just accepting things how they are and people who they are. And she's like, oh, that's too much work. And I'm like, you're here anyway. Why not, right? Why not be the best you can be? Every day you can wake up and you can choose, am I moving forwards or backwards? Because remember, we're not sitting still. So wake up every morning and choose to be moving forward before your feet even hit the ground. All right, so we're here anyway, so why not? Why not work on it? All right, so one other thing, just going back to having the plan, executing a bad plan is better than having a good plan and not executing it. Paint the plane while it's flying. Another mentor of mine told me that one time, and I just loved it. It's such a visual. I see some guy out there hanging onto the side of the plane while it's flying into the air going, ah, and with his paintbrush. Anyway, so people also give up way too soon on their goals. Don't do that either. When you give up, you don't know how close you are. You throw in the towel and then you start another business. Or your coach isn't helping you, so you get another coach. But every time you have to start outside and come back, get towards that middle again. And then you start again and get towards the middle. I have talked to so many people that have been in multiple businesses. They work on it for a while. Nope, the results aren't showing and they start again. So the picture that I was drawn was an onion, the layers of the onion. And you start on the outside of the onion and the gold is in the middle. And you start coming, you go, and you're like, nope, there's nothing. And then you come over here and you go, and nope, there's nothing. And you've never really pressed through. You've never forced through, and we give up. But every time we give up, we have to start all over again at square one. So stay the course. Whatever you're doing, whatever business you're in, that's the business that you're supposed to be in. Somebody asked Eckhart Tolle one time, how do I know the experience I'm having is the one I'm supposed to have? And his answer was simple. It's because it's the experience you're having. So whatever you're going through, whatever you're doing, it's because you're meant to be here. You're meant to be having that experience. So press on, my friends, please press on. Do not give up. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. You must have patience. You must have patience. You are not just going after a goal. You are altering your thinking. You are shifting the energy of the universe. That's how powerful you are. This is all natural, and it's how it is. If you feel like you're running in mud, stay the course. Stay the course. We have one of the natural laws is the law of ebb and flow. I recently released a lot of weight. I didn't lose it all in 3 weeks. And some days I lost and some days I stayed the same, but I kept going. I kept moving forward. When you understand this, and then when that ebb happens, when that stop happens, you can just go, oh, there you are. I was expecting you. I am really looking forward to you not being in my life for very long, so I can get on with it. And then that is your resting period to plan your next run up the hill. It is not a denial. It's a chance to catch your breath. If any of you go to the gym ever, you don't work out 7 days a week. You give your muscles a day of rest. The universe gives your business and your life a rest. It's not a discouragement. It's not a denial. It's just a chance to take your breath. Okay, you will get there. You will make it happen. So trust yourself. You are marvelous. You are miraculous. You are capable of creating your own life, whatever that is. You have to believe and you have to create the life that you want to live. All right. So just go out there and do it. I've been studying with Bob Proctor for many years. I have a lot of knowledge of all the things he knows and teaches. And one thing I know is that when people attend any training, anywhere, or you read a book anywhere, there's only 3 things you can ever do. The number one thing is that you can go, oh, that was nice. And you can put it down and you can go back to your life. Connie was nice. She was lovely. That was good. And you move on, right? Or you can take what you've learned and you can implement it and you can work on it and you can give it all you got. And if you've done that before, then you know you have to keep going. You cannot stop after a week or 3 days or 10 days or 6 months. People ask me when I do an affirmation, how long do you have to do it? Only until your goal appears. That's it. Just keep doing it until that thing appears. That's all you have to do. The third thing is to take massive action and get the help you need. Be honest with yourself and take the help you need. This is not a dress rehearsal. Bob Proctor always said this isn't a dress rehearsal. I kind of hope it was, because I wish he'd come back, because I wasn't done with him yet. I really wasn't. But just ask yourself, if not now, when? When will that happen? Thank you, Kat. If not now, when? Okay, please ask yourself that question. It's really important. So something I didn't mention to you guys in the beginning of this master class, I wanted to wait and see all you lovely people that are here. This master class is going to be a 2-step process. Everything I've talked about you today is not everything for you. So this is the first part. The great news is the second part is I want to, and I'm going to do this right now, I'm going to drop a link into the chat. There you go. I want to do the second part one-on-one. You guys can't learn everything from here. I went over so much. My throat hurts and it's dry. I'm sure you guys have a cramped hand from writing notes, and that you got a lot from this. So if nothing else, I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me. So please click on that link. I opened myself up just for you guys, just for the next 4 days for 30 minutes. And I actually don't do this anymore. For those of you that have seen my 5-day workshops, I used to drop it to everybody. I don't anymore. I can't. So go ahead and open that up and pick a time that works for your schedule in the next 3 days for 30 minutes, you and me. Okay. So I want you to open the calendar and pick that time. Let's get on that call. 30 minutes. And if you'd like to talk to me about my coaching, I'll talk to you about it on the call, but that call is not about the coaching program. I actually only have 2 spots left for my one-on-one coaching, so I'm not even pushing it. But if you want to talk about it, tell me fast. Otherwise, this call is about you. I want to talk to you about your goal and what today resonated with you and how do we get you past that. Let's talk about that. Okay. All right. That's a wrap, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you grab that calendar link. Any questions along the way, please reach out. You will find me on Facebook. You can go to connieann.com and there's a link in there to get on a 15-minute call with me. But either way, reach out. I am 100% here for you. I want to support your dreams and your journey, okay? Thank you so much for your time today. I'm so blessed for you, each and every one of you. And keep up the good work and keep moving forward. And you will get there, I promise. Take care. Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.